a woman who turns into an owl. If you guys have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Volume? Yeah, louder.
Any questions for Fable? Yeah.
What inspired, can you talk a little bit about your inspiration and also about the process of creating it?
The inspiration and the process were the questions. I started trying to make a film about fairy tales. Previously, I'd worked a lot with mythology, and I wanted to think about stories for children mostly, and the kind of the symbols that are used in fairy tales. And as I started diving into that, a story emerged kind of organically, and it became basically about two characters who were cursed to always long for each other while at the same time wanting to destroy each other in their animal forms. The technique was hand-drawn animation, pencil on paper, and then colored in After Effects and composited that way. Other questions?
At the end, is the tree a protective thing for that guy and the dog, or is at the end? I'm asking if that tree, the roots that grow over the guy and the dog and the rifle, is it a protective thing, or have they died and this thing is consuming them?
I think it's more the latter. I wanted the environment to kind of reflect this cycle of death and rebirth that was happening to the characters themselves, because they do die and kind of reappear again and get killed again. So you know, there are many antlers up on the wall suggesting that this elk has been killed over and over again. So yeah, it was kind of a reflection of that. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'm Adam King. I'm the director of Wraith of Cobble Hill. Are there any questions? The Wraith of Cobble Hill. It's the black and white stop motion animated Brooklyn story.
Good question.
Oh, okay.
For the armatures,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have like your own technique. Did you, when they're walking, would you screw each foot down like in the floor?
Yeah. For each footstep, you would drill a hole into the stage, and then there was a threaded bolt that you would screw down on the bottom of the stage. Yeah. So I tried magnets at first in the feet, but I couldn't find a magnet that was strong enough to support the character.
How big were those armatures?
They're about a foot tall. Yeah. Yeah.
And was the story based on your experience?
Well, I wanted to structure a story around the sound. I thought it was interesting, like the little glimpses of sound that you get when you're living in Brooklyn through the windows and the floorboards, people surrounding you, and you try to interpret that. And so that kind of was the basis for the idea. And then the characters are kind of based on my friends when I was growing up, and and I lived in Park Slope, Brooklyn. And this actually takes place. I designed the sets and everything based on Park Slope, Brooklyn, but I thought that the Wraith of Park Slope didn't sound as good as the Wraith of Cobble Hill, so I had to set a little bit north of Park Slope. Yeah. Any other questions?
Over people up there?
Yeah, cool.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, we are. We're here.
They're coming up.
Thank you very much for making me feel not worse. That was pure entertainment, and it had a lot of vision and a lot of quality. And I like to see that animation. I like to see a lot more.
Great. I'm glad you're not asking what the message was, because there really wasn't one. Put it out there right now. No themes, no messages.
It's just shallow entertainment.
Hi guys, I'm Konstantin Vajiv, the producer of Fumi and the Bad Luck Foot. David Chai, the director, is probably still at the brunch, so hopefully I can answer any questions that you might have. Oh, right there.
Can you tell us a little about this, the person on which it was based?
Yeah. Fumi is actually a real person. Really, the production crew and David Chai were all part of San Jose State University, where most of the production crew are actually students, and David Chai is one of the lecturers. And so Fumi was another student that was in one of his classes, and she actually does have a bad luck foot. A lot of things would happen to her foot. It was one of the stories that she shared in class, and then Dave just, that was the vision, and he decided to make a film out of it. And really, we really didn't have any budget. He just had that vision, and then he asked a bunch of us students who had also worked on previous films with him to do it, and no budget, but we did have like free Costco pizza on Fridays and stuff like that. And really, one of the things that really helped actually was one of the older films that we worked on, Neighborhood Roots, actually made it to the Adobe Achievement Awards. And so Adobe actually gave us all this free software to all the crew members, and this was critical in doing Fumi because we really utilized After Effects and programs like that, which we couldn't make this film without it. And so we used that software and just crammed into one of the classrooms at school and just worked for about 55 days during the summer. And yeah, that was it. And now, once we got into the whole Sundance thing, we just freaked out. I mean, we never expected this, and we were just blown away. And the really cool thing was Adobe was just as excited as we were, so they really helped us out. And now we can actually, we're staying in Park City for the whole festival, and we got jackets and everything. And I believe they're supposed to give me a Ferrari as well. Next film. Any other questions?
I have a question for Ray of Cobble Hill. How, you mentioned before that it took you 6 years to make the film.
Yeah.
How, because of the stop motion, or?
Well, it was mostly the sets that took a lot of time. The stop motion, I would say, probably took me about a year, and then the sets really took me about a good 4 years of the process. The corner store alone took about 5 months to make. So.
I have a question for the ABC people.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Sean Devon Nash, and I'm the art director. And I'll let him introduce himself. But Christopher wrote the entire song, and he organized all the mariachis. My buddy Ivan came back from Ohio, and he pretty much, Ivan and I and John, you know, it's we got a little money from Creative Capital, as in like we had to get real creative because we didn't have any capital. So.